The science community wants us to believe that cancer explosion is due to this. Now, of course, guys, I talked about it before that there's an explosion in cancer, right? All of a sudden, all over the world, they're seeing an increase in cancer everywhere. Fine. Certain articles, or rather certain studies, are blaming climate change, and other studies are blaming the environment around us. And though they are seeing this within the last 2 to 3 years, they are completely negating the arm ticket. As a matter of fact, they're acting like that thing never came out, and they're baffled as to why so many kids are, first of all, young people are aging at a faster pace, but also why there's this explosion of that illness, cancer. It's amazing to me, guys, that they're going to come up with every and any excuse, and people who are afraid as well to admit to the fact that it's the arm ticket. They don't even want to look at that as the reason, because if they do, you're going to have millions of people around the world going after someone, because this is going to set off a cascade of events if they actually connect the two. Now, there was an article that flashed across my screen. I didn't get a chance to read it, but they were saying how they debunked the arm ticket being the cause of a lot of the issues that are going on. Of course they did, because you need people to take more arm tickets, whatever that arm ticket might be for. You need people to take more of your crack cocaine drugs from these companies, because they want you and need you to be dependent on them. You have to be dependent on these companies for everything. I mean, for years, especially when I started lifting weights, they were looking at vitamins and natural remedies as the bad guy. And in fact, coming out with their own study stating that a lot of these vitamins and things didn't work, and that they wanted the FDA to disapprove of a lot of them. Actually, the FDA doesn't even put their stamp on any of that shit. My fault. And then you had senators trying to outlaw a lot of these things, especially apricot seeds. Now, a lot of you guys know about apricot seeds, and if some of you don't, do your research on that. But all I'm going to say is that it's very good for certain ailments out there, and there have been studies to back that up. So anyway, now you got kids that are getting older faster, and not like Benjamin Button, like reversal fast, but just they're accelerating in age. And it's funny because I noticed one thing. I noticed people who took the arm ticket looked like they aged 5 years from when I didn't see them, when I didn't see certain people for like a month or two. They looked like shit the next time I saw them. I'm like, damn, man, did you age? Jokingly, I'm like, man, did you age 10 years in fucking 2 months? How did that happen? And it started dawning on me, a little later, that had to be the arm ticket. The arm ticket is taxing the system and making people look older than they really are. And a lot of you know what I mean. You've seen people take this thing, and then a couple months later you see them, or a couple weeks later you see them, like, why the fuck did you age so badly? The arm ticket. So now they're seeing this acceleration in aging in younger people, and they're seeing this explosion in cancer, and they're not connecting the two, because they don't know why these kids are accelerating in age. They're going to do everything they possibly can to shield the Mr. 19 arm ticket. Shield it. Because we all know what's causing it. We are not that stupid, but they are treating the stupids as so, and coming out with bullshit reports as to what's causing other issues that we are seeing pop up that we did not see a few years ago. We didn't see people look like shit out of nowhere. We didn't see this cancer rate that's skyrocketing all over the world. Forget about the United States, all over the world. People like, well, you could blame the food. You could have blamed the food here in the United States had the numbers here and the UK been the only two numbers rising. But you're seeing this rate of illness rising all over the place, all over the world. So it's not the food. It's not the technology. It's the arm ticket. But nobody wants to admit to that. So again, guys, this is just another explanation they're trying to run down, because again, they're looking at these young kids and like, why is this guy at 20-something years old, or why do these 20-year-old something kids have colon cancer? That's normally reserved for us people over the ages of 40, 45, 50. But now they're seeing it in 20, 30-year-olds. So there is a problem. Now, again, there were a few doctors who stood their ground and said that we were going to see an uptick in cancers because the arm ticket. And here we are, looking at it with our very own eyes. We're watching this thing unfold itself in many different facets, I might add. Right? They're not just cancer, but there are other ailments that are popping up that people just didn't get. There are mental instabilities popping up. In fact, there's an increase in psych patients around the world. The mental illness has spiked in the last 2 years, and they try to blame Mr. 19 for that shit. They're like, well, you know, people were staying home and they couldn't go out and they weren't able to leave, so this is why. Get bent. This is now 3 years in the making, and now people are still having this problem, and people are having severe mental illness issues. Not like mild bullshit, severe. So being that, guys, that we're watching all of this unfold and they are still treating us like idiots, not treating us like idiots, they're treating the idiots like idiots, and the idiots are believing the bullshit. That's the craziness about the whole thing. They're just like, you know what, they did come out with this new study saying that it was actually this and not that. You're going to believe anything and everything because you're a moron. Because morons are scared to face the facts that they fell for some bullshit they didn't need. Now, they're going to believe whatever they're told. So, guys, this is just another excuse. And I can't wait for the next one. I'm actually excited for the next study or excuse they come up with for what's going on. I mean, we're seeing people pass away at an alarming rate. And now you had Australia be like, yo, we gotta launch an investigation. This is getting out of control. And I think, guys, that the reason why we don't hear politicians passing away like that, especially high-level ones, because they know what was in it and they didn't take it. And yeah, we saw videos. No, you didn't. You saw a video of them putting something in their arm, but not it in their arm. Could have been saline, water, which is saline is water with salt in it. It could have been, fucking their herpes updated shot, whatever it was, but it wasn't Mr. 19's shot. It wasn't the arm ticket. It was something else that was floated as to being that shot, as they went on TV and gave their arm, like, you can put it right here. Hell, it could have been one of those retractable needles, though the retractable needles are a thing, and they do use them for the purpose of not pricking themselves and not pricking other people once they throw them in the container bin. That's a different subject, but there's a lot of tomfoolery that was going on with needles, but we also know that there were people taking saline shots on TV. Anyway, guys, with that being said, this is just some shit that another excuse they're coming down the pike with, and the stupids are going to believe that, and the rest of us are just going to sit there and go, yeah, okay, whatever you say. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.